Hello everybody, Kinsey with By Screenside here with the second part of my Brownthistle House build. I hope you like furniture because that is what we are going to be doing for the next about 27 minutes, I think it is. So, relax, kick back. If you have not seen the first half of this video where I build the house, that is available, and I will add a link in the description below in case you want to watch that first. But it's not something that you really have to worry about spoilers too much, I don't think. If you really want to be a purist about it, you can go watch that one first. So this is a 7-bedroom, 5-bathroom build. I wanted to make sure that the build accommodated a full household of 8 Sims, and it actually, I believe, sleeps 9 or 10 in the end because there are several double bedrooms. There are 2 bedrooms on the first floor, and I'm working on the layout of the upper floor right now that has 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, I believe. There is one room that has an ensuite on the top floor, which is the teen girls room, and then one room with an ensuite on the bottom floor, which is, well, that's a more adult room, so that would be for probably for an adult sim, or at least it's not themed as the teen girls one is. I used wood parquet flooring in this interior. I wanted the house to be very fancy, very luxurious. So I used, what I felt were, sort of expensive looking furnishings and finishes. I think I did the job well without it being like too overwhelmingly fancy. I wanted it to look like it was a family that was maybe kind of, definitely at least a little bit wealthy. Maybe not like overwhelmingly fancy wealthy, but like on their way. I still picture them to be sort of like socialites, a legacy family. So I finished layout of the first floor and now starting on the layout of the second floor, which takes me a little bit longer to work out than the first floor. Kind of like marked off rooms by finishing them, so I knew what I wanted to be bathrooms, what I wanted to be bedrooms. I just added in the floor so that later I could go decorate without really having to think about it. The bottom floor has 2 bedrooms and then a study, a small study with just a computer desk in between them. And there is a dining room and a kitchen and sort of what I would call a family room on the first floor. That might be like sort of colloquialism to say family room, but that's how I consider it, like not just like it has some other activities than just like watching TV. There's like a chessboard in there and a bookcase and sort of like a communal family hangout area. So this is the study here that I'm starting to work on. I did change like the bedrooms not to be wood parquet because I didn't feel like even like a fancy house that would only be in like the sort of communal areas or the public areas like where you'd have visitors or just sort of like the hallways and things like that. Put in a big fancy desk and a nice computer since it is a nice build. Briefly put in some bookshelves, but it's kind of a bummer that they don't. I guess they wouldn't because they're objects, but that they don't go away in walls down mode. It just kind of feels like it's blocking off the room. That's how I play, and I think the majority of the people who play Sims seem to play with the walls like the half down, not like the full down. But I've seen different play styles. It's sort of interesting. That's something that's always been fascinating to me about like how people play. Do you play like walls down, walls up? Like I started a thread about this on the forum like forever ago, and most people play like with the half down walls, which is the way that I prefer to play. But some people even like play with their walls up, and like somebody was saying that they like design their house so that they can play with the walls up. I couldn't do that, but I think that's cool. It's just interesting. It's a nerd out moment about The Sims to think about like how everybody else plays their game. So this is the dining room, by the way, that I'm working on. I really like those heavy curtains. Um, there aren't a lot of builds where I felt like they were appropriate to use, but I really felt like this build or this house was one where they would have like the big fancy curtains like those. So I decided to go for it. And then I used these chairs that came with Get Together because I think that they look nice but not like too traditional. I didn't want to go wildly traditional. Like it's kind of hard to go fancy yet modern, like without like trying to take it to like too old fashioned. So I don't necessarily feel like those curtains are they have to be old fashioned if you use them the right way. So I feel like with the sort of cool funkier chairs and the sort of more modern chandelier. Well, it's not technically a chandelier. I don't know what you would refer it to. Oh, lost a tiny little moment of recording there. So just a little. All I think I did was paint the bedrooms, but something happened to my recording for like a second. I noticed right away though, so like you didn't very miss much. So I'm just like popped on the outside to check a few windows and right back inside, basically exactly where I was. So this is the family room area in the back, and then the kitchen will be at the end near the dining room in just a moment. Switching out the windows so that they would work with the new wall. Windows always a tougher part of the build for me, but I feel like everything worked out really well on this build, even with a little bit of window switching. This is the kitchen. It's not a huge kitchen, but there is a lot of counter space in it, ultimately, and a lot of cabinet space. And I didn't put out like too many appliances. I feel like they would be, you know, too, they would have hired help that would, put away their appliances every day, that they wouldn't keep them out, that would be distracting. So I just I just did a coffee maker for them because maybe they have to have their coffee, but that's all that they want out on the to serve themselves. Like they would have somebody who cooked for them or something like that. So yeah, these are the coffee, and I actually have never left those out in a kitchen before. Like they're really cool with Get Together, and I anticipated using them a lot more than I actually have. So I think it's cool to remember that there's a spot for that in the house, and that they can affect the Sims moods. I haven't taken advantage of that item enough, I don't think. I tried a few different carpet or rug options there, but I felt like the wood parquet floor was too busy to add to, really. Um, Throwing in a trash can, which I eventually replaced because I don't think that they would have like a trash can sitting out. So there, it just winds up with the one there in the back. And then that side porch, this grill will ultimately end up on the side porch. So I see, like, maybe on a casual night they would go out there and have a little barbecue on the side porch. And so that would be a cool place for them to hang out. I left some extra space out there. This would be the family room, which I started off in a navy blue. Well, actually, I started off brown, and then I went to navy blue, and then I went back to brown. And there is one boo-boo in my final build that's up on the gallery, and that's this curtain that I'm hanging right now. I changed the furniture back to brown, but I left that curtain blue by accident. So the story behind that is they went to the curtain store. They went to Bed Bath and Beyond like frantic, like we got one color of curtain the wrong shade, and they were like, sorry, we're out, and that's discontinued, and that's the only curtain that's ever going to be like that again, so they had to settle for it. So that's the story behind it, and so you don't have to change it in your build. Or you can just change it because it doesn't match. So, and that's a story that I just made up because the curtain store in The Sims is not a real thing. Although, maybe potential game pack idea? No? No? Okay. Just me? Yeah, probably. Alright. So, anywho, this is going to be one of the downstairs bedrooms. So, one downstairs bedroom has the full closet from Get Together, and one downstairs bedroom has an ensuite bathroom. So it's up to you to decide. Now the one with the closet here has like the most expensive bed in it, but the one with the ensuite has an ensuite. So you decide which one is the master bedroom, because I couldn't. So one's blue and one's sort of like a teal. But yeah, this like little section over here that's uncarpeted. This is the only like really floor plan change that I make in this half of the video. But I didn't know, to be fair, that I was going to have to split it up into two parts. I just built and built for a really long time. And I mentioned in the first video that I was building everything, and I got to the end, and I thought that I was done. I had completely missed a bedroom, but I was like, done. So I stopped recording, and then I later went back and recorded the final bedroom that I had missed. So there's a slight difference in the video. Like you'll see that the game is in a different time of day and everything. So I did have to do an extra session there for the upstairs teen boys room, that was the one that I forgot. I just painted it. I was like, done, because it was really, really early in the morning, like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and it took me a really long time to build this, really. I mean, in comparison with most things that take me maybe like an hour and a half, just depends. Like a medium level build takes me about an hour and a half, and I think this one took me like maybe 2.5 hours or something. So, and that was the second build I had done. The first build I did this day was the high contrast modern build. So that one was all of an hour and a half, and then this one took a while. So I was pretty loopy by the end, and that is the reason I forgot what I was doing. But it all works fine. You can't tell when you download it. You wouldn't know. It's not like it made the house haunted or anything. So, oh, wouldn't it be interesting if that did, though? It would be interesting. I guess the house probably will wind up being haunted if you use it for your legacy house. That was one of the most irritating things about the legacy challenge. Well, my fault, because I never want to get rid of the tombstones because I get really attached to my Sims. And so I had so many ghosts by maybe I don't know, the 6th generation. Like every night we could never go into super speed when all the Sims were asleep because a ghost was always in the house. At least one ghost. There would sometimes be multiple ghosts, and it'd be funny because my Sims would be sleeping and they would be running around the house breaking stuff, and they would go to the bar and would sit and dance and party and ghosts would just be having a party every night while my legacy family tried to get some sleep. And then they would have to spend their next half of their day fixing things that the ghosts broke. It was a whole ordeal. So that is one of the pitfalls of keeping ghosts around if you're thinking about trying to the legacy challenge. Just be prepared to figure out what you want to do with your deceased, because it's an issue. Or at least it was for me. Moving into the upstairs is funny because you finish off the downstairs and you're like, yes, and then you go upstairs and you're like, oh, not even close. Still a lot left to do. So this is the teen girls room ensuite bathroom, and the teen girls room has a lot of personality, or does wind up having a lot of personality. Made sure a couple of the kids at least had closets. I know both girls' rooms have closets. And then the two boys' rooms have dressers. and the curtains were sticking out the floor there. That's why I popped back down and adjusted those. That was odd. These sconces, don't worry, I don't keep those. Those are like really pretty in theory, like when I see the picture, but then when I get them out in builds, I don't know, I never wind up using them. And I think that they're really pretty sconces. I don't know, I feel like maybe not the like lamp part of it, but the iron part of it is just like a little too dark or something on the walls. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I will have to build something that will look good in, but I haven't found it yet. I haven't managed it. So yeah, the teen girls room, I do picture this being for a girl who's like really funky and self-confident, like she's just got like a wild decor style. And I put a well, pop down. Oh yes, I was thinking about maybe using a countertop for the teen girls room, and then like for a desk area in her room. And then I thought, oh, I didn't put in a bar downstairs. And then I decided, no, they would have like a nectar rack. They wouldn't have a bar. Maybe they could have a bar outside, which I didn't put it outside, but there's plenty of room for it if you want a bar in your build. But I thought, no, it'd be too fancy for a bar. They'd have a nectar rack. So I don't know if you can actually get anything out of that nectar rack. I think it's just decorative, if I'm not wrong. Um, but yeah, so back to the teen girls room. Put this little sort of benchy type item. I believe they can sit on that under the bay window, and just a lot of like cute little sort of teen girly decorations. Maybe she's preteen or maybe she's more grown up teen. I figured this would work for either one. And put up a little sort of room divider, or maybe she would go in and try on clothes, and then like maybe she'd try on several outfits during, like when she's getting ready for school. I like this little room divider with the clothes hanging over the side. That's what I'm referring to that I'm about to place here. Yeah. And yeah, I thought that would like made a really cute little touch. Like maybe she'd go into her closet and pick out an outfit and then decide she didn't want to wear that one and try on like maybe 3 or 4 things before she went to school. Maybe. I think it's a cute idea. I always wind up never having time to like do any of that kind of stuff. Like when I have a lot of kids in a house like this, it's like everything I can do to get them like get their needs up and make sure all their homework is done and everything before going to school. So, maybe they'll do some of that stuff on their own. Maybe she'll do that on her own autonomously. So this is the boys' bedroom. I first thought about making this a nursery, then I remembered that I committed to making sure that there was, rooms for, or at least sleeping room for 8 Sims, and one of each like age of child. So there's, like I said, a young boys room, young girls room, teen boys room, teen girls room. I actually really like the way the little boys room turned out, like with the orange and blue theme. And I made sure to put in a nightlight so ghosts don't scare your kid all night long. Little toy box and a dresser for them to get dressed. And I did go ahead and put the dollhouse in the boys' room because why not? He'll play on it. And the young girl can come play on it. And yeah, stuff from the kids stuff pack, just so cool. Haven't gotten over that yet. Definitely put up a lot of cute things. I imagine that he would be maybe the youngest in the family. And the nightlight, like I said, so that kids Sims do not get scared. I love this little like sort of like book thing that came with the Cool Kitchen stuff pack, as I recall, but like you can't sit anything on it. It's kind of a bummer that doesn't work like a dresser. This room that I'm doing right now is what I imagine the guest room to be. So like if had Sims staying over out of town Sims staying overnight for a wedding or something, this would be the room that they would stay in, or maybe like if you have a grown-up sim that's, you know, like a grown-up kid or an aunt or uncle living in the house with you, this would be their room. And I went ahead and put in an easel just to make sure, again, that there are skill items around. This is a communal bathroom for the upstairs, so it's not an ensuite. Um, I imagine that though this would be sort of like the guest bathroom and maybe a bathroom that a couple of the kids would use on a daily basis. So I made sure to make sure it was a full 4-piece bathroom. Did a full mirror there. I think that bathroom turned out really cute. Had to scoot over the tub there to make room for the toilet because you gotta have that. That's very important. I really like that little bathroom down there. I think I'm about to knock this wall out here. So the you can access the little front porch. I didn't wind up putting anything, not the bottom front porch, but the top front porch, like the front balcony. I didn't put anything on it because I didn't want it to like detract from the sort of curb appeal, because those kind of things like show really strongly on the front of the house. And we have that side porch, so wanted to make sure that there was stuff out there, but you could always add something to that porch if you wanted to do it. At the top there's room to do that, and they can access that porch no problem. Adding in a closet for this would be the little girl's bedroom. I stuffed this bedroom. It is packed full of like every inch. So she's got the oversized unicorn toy, and then I went ahead and gave her a puppet show as well. So she has got all the cool toys. She's got really cool toys. But that's not a really good bed. I really love that bed. I think it's really cute. But it's not the best bed. So this is about to be where the build or the video like flops over. I'm not sure at what point it is here to the later time when I go and figure out that I left a room. And this is another it's communal but ensuite, so I gave the teen boy a room from his room to the bathroom, but also there's another door so that everybody can access that bathroom, so it's not technically an ensuite. When you got a big house full of Sims, you gotta have a lot of extra bathrooms. It's important because especially if you leave that game and then you go back to it when it's the middle of the night, like without fail, every time I do that, like, and I load the lot, I come back in the middle of the night and every one of my Sims has to go to the bathroom. Every single one have like empty bladders. So then you've got like a family of, however many Sims all waiting and fighting to get into the same bathroom. No, you gotta have lots of bathrooms just for that reason alone. When you load a lot, it never fails in my game. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments whether or not, am I crazy? Am I just making that up? I don't think so. I think I've seen other people mention that as well. So, but yeah, feel free to let me know if your Sims never all have to go to the bathroom at the same time, but mine sure do a lot. Adding in some additional landscaping. I had only kind of gotten the front half done in the first video, so going around the back, doing a little bit. And I didn't put a ton of stuff around the back. I wanted to leave, space in the yard, like I usually do, for you to decide what kind of items that you might like out and around the house, or to leave room in case you maybe wanted to build an outdoor access basement. Oh yeah, this is when the video is about to flip over because I realized these dormer windows had gone missing at some point when I was working on the interior, so I added those back. And okay, yes, this is where it picks back up, and we're about to do the teen boys room. And I took a moment just to check and make sure everything else is done on the top floor because I had forgotten that one thing. So this is, I did put another skill item in the boys room. I gave him a weightlifting machine. So of course your other Sims can come in and use that there. Um, and he gets just basically a couple more items. He gets quite a bit of clutter because I imagine that the teen boys room would be the one that would be, if any of them were to be messy, it would be likely to be the teen boys room. Sorry, teen boys, but I figure you're the most likely to have some clutter. And there's some clutter in the teen girls room too. Um, but yeah, teen boy, we had to turn on the move objects on so we could add a little bit of additional clutter around the room. And I think also I had forgotten one toilet as well. I can't recall where that was, but I had to add in a toilet as well. Wind up using one of the rugs from Get Together too to finish off this house. But I really like the way overall it turned out. I hope to be able to use this in the 100 Baby Challenge maybe at some point that I've also started on the channel. If you haven't checked that out, uh, take a moment to watch that and join in the fun. We've just got one episode out. I'll be adding more up very soon. So, just jumping out and getting a look at the exterior, briefly entertaining the idea of flower boxes, and decided I had enough. So, here are our screenshots. This is, of course, the exterior, and this is the front foyer. This is the dining room with the chocolate curtains that I love. The kitchen with plenty of counter space. This is the office, which looks a little dark in this picture. This is the bedroom that has the ensuite on the first floor, and then this would be the bedroom with the closet on the first floor. This is the teen girls room, and then we have another shot of the teen girls room. Got two shots because it's special. This is the little girls room with the cool puppet show. The little boys room with the dollhouse. This is the teen boys room, and I love that poster that kind of looks like Daft Punk. This is the guest room, and another shot of the exterior. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day.